Titans of the business world wasting no time rushing to curry favor with President-elect Trump, reportedly angling for spots on whatever business advisory panels he's going to form.
And in the tech world, Meta, Amazon, and OpenAI all pledging seven-figure donations to the inaugural fund, with Jeff Bezos set to meet with Trump at Mar-a-Lago this week.
Yeah, he's not the only Titan set to head down to Mar-a-Lago this week. And to react with more on that, Sunday Morning Futures anchor Maria Bartiromo. So great to see you, my friend. I've been to Mar-a-Lago. I'm sure you've been to Mar-a-Lago. A lot of tech titans making the journey down to Palm Beach this coming week. What's behind all this? And you can't be too transparent. I understand you don't want it to look as if you're saying this is purely transactional, but I do think they're trying to curry a little favor. What say you?
Oh, yeah, for sure, Kevin. Great to see you all. Thank you so much. They want to be part of the conversation. And that's the bottom line. I would say two words: regulation and antitrust. Those are the two issues that have been big issues for many CEOs because the Biden-Harris administration has been stopping lots of deals. The FTC has a problem with antitrust concerns when you see big mergers. So they've been getting in the way of lots of deals and preventing many of these companies from getting larger and merging. So that's the antitrust part of it. And then there's the regulation part of it. Many of these companies have been just dominated by dealing with new rules and regulations under the Biden-Harris administration. They know President Trump is going to do the opposite of that. He's going to deregulate. In other words, take away some of these burdensome rules around the climate change agenda, like one easy one, which the Securities and Exchange Commission put in place a couple of years ago, which made it unlawful to not have a plan for emissions impact from your customers and their customers. And so all of these rules around the Biden climate change agenda will go away, likely on day one, with President Trump's executive orders. And these CEOs want a voice at the table. They see what has happened to Elon Musk, by the way, by partnering with Trump on so many things. And they say, oh, look at this. He's got the president's ear. They want the president's ear as well when talking about regulation. So that's one of the issues, I think.
Yeah, I think crypto is also is a big one on the table, isn't it?
Yeah,
for sure. And that's why people are very happy about Paul Atkins as the incoming Securities and Exchange Commission head, because he will take over for Gary Gensler. This is Trump's pick. Paul Atkins has been saying for a long time that all of the regulation around crypto has forced developers to go to Europe and Asia and do real big business. And it's leaving the U.S. Alone in not having that kind of expertise. So Paul Atkins coming into the Securities and Exchange Commission is going to do a lot for crypto legislation. People need clarity. You've got all of these different agencies running things. You know, they want oversight over crypto. You've got the Securities and Exchange Commission, the CFTC. That's where also DOGE comes in, because DOGE is looking to cut costs. And one idea is to merge the CFTC, which is the Commodities Futures and Trading Commission, with the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. We'll probably see mergers like that. So people want to know if Paul Atkins is going to get behind that idea. And so, yes, absolutely, crypto is one of the issues. And then they see these CEOs see people like David Sachs getting a White House role, running crypto and AI. Again, they want a voice at the table. So we're talking about that this morning for sure. We are leading off the program with Utah Senator Mike Lee, and we're going to talk about the change in the regulatory framework to come. We're also talking about the president's budget and his first 100 days. What will that first 100 days look like? We're told that the priority is going to be the border. It will be the border and then energy in the first reconciliation package. You know, you wouldn't think that they need a reconciliation package, which means you only need a majority vote in the Senate for the border, knowing the way America just voted. But guess what? They don't have the votes for the border bill. So they have to take it to the reconciliation package, meaning the extension of the tax cut's going to come much later in 2025, something that the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, Jason Smith, is not in favor of. So we're going to talk about that, the agenda, as well as how likely it is that President Trump gets his nominees for his cabinet through. And then we're talking with Devin Nunes this morning. Big story here as Christopher Wray announced his resignation this week, and Kash Patel perhaps coming in to run the FBI. Devin Nunes knows all about the political dirty tricks that were played on him, as well as Kash Patel, and, of course, President Trump with the Russia collusion lie. Yesterday, I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but President Trump announced a new role for Devin Nunes. He's going to continue running Trump Media and Technology Group, but he's taking on a new role of chairman of the intelligence architecture as an outside chairman. So we'll see. This is going to be outside people away from the federal government. So that'll be interesting to talk with Devin Nunes about this morning as well.
We'll be watching, Maria,
Great
like
lineup.
always.
All right.
Thank you so
See you in
much.
10 minutes. Thanks, guys.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.